Philadelphia Eagles improved to 3-5. I mean, Pete, what are you taking out of that game today? Obviously against the Detroit Lions team that's winless. So, I mean, you don't want to get too confident here. But from what you saw from the Eagles today, is there some kind of identity forming with this team?
Well, I think it's all about finding out about Jalen Hurts, and he did some good things today. And so this season is about him. They're not going to be a playoff team. They're not going to win the division. They're not going to be a team that sneaks in the back door in the final stretch to make the playoffs. So it's all about developing your quarterback and developing Jalen Hurts. I think that's what this is about. And he was solid today. It wasn't great. I mean, he only threw for 103 yards, but he ran for 71, and that's who he is. And if you can get that kind of game out of him, he's not turning the ball over, that's what you hope to get out of him.
His worst fantasy game to date, and that says something.
No garbage time.
No garbage time, right. But also we didn't see him find the end zone. I think this also is a big step forward clearly for the defense. You know, beat up on a team you're supposed to beat up on. You know, this is not a good Detroit team. Like Pete said, they're down guys. They were down Jamal Williams. They've been banged up across the board, offensive line, et cetera. So defensively, take a step forward. They need to show that they could play for Nick Sirianni. This has not been a good coaching performance so far, good debut. And so this is a good statement game for them to go out and say, okay, rookie head coach, who's the better play caller, who's the better leader of a team? Not to take anything away from what Dan Campbell has done so far, because I think he's done some nice things. But Nick Sirianni's been kind of floundering a little bit, you know, and to sort of get this type of performance, you're down Miles Sanders, there's the trade rumor swirling around Fletcher Cox. Can the team come together and play on the road in a tough, in a must-win situation for them essentially, and they got the job done.
And just a quick note, Jalen Reagor, by the way, left the game with an ankle injury in the first quarter. He was carted off, so we'll wait to see what the status is with Jalen Reagor. He, of course, did not return.
Should have had a touchdown, too.
Should have had a touchdown for fantasy owners that had him. Speaking of fantasy football today is, of course, every day of the week, and you can catch Jamie and the guys talking about fantasy breakdowns. Of course, the trade deadline's coming up, so there could be some fantasy implications coming up this week, depending on what we see in terms of the trade deadline. That's coming up on Tuesday. You can listen to Fantasy Football Today. Jamie and the guys doing a great job every single day, keeping you informed and encouraging you to make those smart roster moves to get you on top of your league. Download and follow Fantasy Football Today wherever you get your podcast audio.